Hey everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis for January 21st. Let's look at some of the important news. The first news says that the Supreme Court has declined to entertain petitions on caste census. As you know that caste census is going on in Bihar and Supreme Court has declined to entertain this petition saying that this petition should be with the Patna High Court and not with the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court has declined to entertain petitions challenging the caste system being undertaken in Bihar and asking whether it is publicity interest litigation. A bench led by Justice B.R. Gavai refused to intervene while giving liberty to the petitioner Ek Soch Ek Prayas, a non-government organization, to seek appropriate remedies in law before the High Court concerned. The lawyer had argued that caste survey came under the central list of the constitution and the state did not have the authority to conduct it. When the petition by the NGO Ek Soch Ek Prayas came up for hearing, the top court questioned why the petitioners did not want to go to the Patna High Court over the matter. So this is a publicity interest litigation and not a public interest litigation. How can we issue directions on how much reservation should be granted to such and such caste? Sorry, the court can't issue such directions and can't entertain these petitions. This was said by the bench comprising Justice Gavai, Justice Vikram Nath. So there have been actually three petitions, as many as three petitions have been filed in the Supreme Court against the caste survey. One petition had been filed by a Bihar resident named Akhilesh Kumar, the second by this one, Ek Soch Ek Prayas, and the third one by a right-wing outfit, Hindu Sena. Supreme Court told Andhra Pradesh High Court to hear plea on ban on public rallies. We have also covered this news in one of the previous videos. The political rallies, road shows, and large-scale meetings could not be held without any regulatory or oversight, the state had told the Supreme Court a couple of days ago while defending the GO number 1. A division of Supreme Court led by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud requested a division bench of the Andhra Pradesh High Court to hear the matter of GO number 1 on January 23rd. The Supreme Court bench, also comprising Justice P.S. Narasimha, said it would not look into the merit of grievances in the special leave petition filed by the Andhra Pradesh government against the suspension of the GO banning public rallies and roadshows at this stage. The merits of the grievances would not be inquired at the present stage. It is to be dealt by the High Court. Charge sheets need not be made public, Supreme Court. Supreme Court has differentiated between charge sheet and FIR, and the logic of disclosure applied more strongly to charge sheets as they were filed after due investigation, unlike FIRs, which were based on unsubstantiated allegations, Mr. Bhushan had said. But Justice Saad dismissed the contentions on the ground that putting up charge sheet for public viewing would violate the rights of the accused, victims, and even the investigating agencies. It would be contrary to the scheme of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Supreme Court to set up bench to hear pleas against Nikah Halala. So the Supreme Court has said that it will set up a 5-judge constitutional bench to hear pleas challenging the constitutional validity of polygamy and Nikah Halala practice among Muslims. A bench comprising Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice P.S. Narasimhan took note of the submissions of lawyer Ashwini Upadhyay, who has filed one of the PILs on the issue, and said a fresh 5-judge bench was needed to be constituted as 2 judges of the previous constitutional bench, Justice Indra Banerjee and Justice Hemant Gupta, have retired. So a fresh bench is required. Air India has been fined 30 lakh rupees and the pilot is suspended over the mid-air urination row. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation has imposed a fine of 30 lakh rupees on Air India and suspended the license of the pilot in command for 3 months for their failure to report the regulator of the incident involving Shankar Mishra, who urinated on a woman co-traveler during a New York-New Delhi flight in November. The airline has been slapped with a penalty because of its failure to comply with the civil aviation requirement or DGCA rules on the handling of unruly passengers. According to the rules, it should have reported the incident to the regulator and formed an internal committee to probe the matter. The pilot's license has been suspended as per Rule 144 of the aircraft rules, which holds the pilot in command responsible for directing the crew to properly discharge their duties during the flight, as well as being in charge of the passenger safety and flight discipline. Google has cut 12,000 jobs or 6% of its workforce. So the tech sector layoffs have been mounting. Parent Alphabet's CEO Sundar Pichai says firm had hired in the last 2 years for a different economic reality than what it was facing today. Google became latest tech company to trim staff as boomed at the industry road during the pandemic. So this news has been coming from all the sectors. Amazon also recently carried out similar exercise, and now it's Google. So Google joins another technology majors, including Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook parent Meta, in laying off workforce as the industry gears for a sharp slowdown. Alphabet CEO Pichai says he's deeply sorry for the layoffs, jobs being cut across product areas, levels, and regions. Google's workforce grew to almost 1.87 lakh in the late 2022 from 1.1 lakh at the end of 2019. Job cuts announced by major tech firms so far in January alone total at least 48,000. Wayanad becomes country's first district to provide basic documents to all tribal people. So Wayanad becomes the first district in the country to provide basic documents and facilities such as Aadhaar card, ration card, birth death certificate, election ID card, bank account, and health insurance to all the tribes people. There are clashes in Lima as thousands rally against the Peru government. Thousands marched to Peru's capital Lima on Thursday in a large anti-government rally, punctuated by clashes with police, with a death toll from over a month of violent protest climbed in southern regions. Some of the Lima protesters who are demanding the resignation of President Dina Boluarte and fresh elections threw stones in bottles at officers, AFP reporters saw. So the police were forced to temporarily retreat before they dug in behind riot shields and began deploying tear gases. At least two people were injured. News coming from Paris that the President Emmanuel Macron plans to increase defense spending by third for the next 7 years. And from the New York, the news is coming that folk rock pioneer David Crosby has died at 81 following long illness. So these were some important news for January 21st. Let's quickly look at the highlights. Supreme Court has declined to entertain petitions on caste system census. Supreme Court has told Andhra Pradesh High Court to hear plea on ban of public rallies. Charge sheet need not be made public, says the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has set up bench to hear pleas against nikah, halala, and polygamy. Air India fined 30 lakh rupees and pilot has been suspended over mid-air urination probe. Google accessed 12,000 jobs or 6% of its workforce. Tech sector layoffs mount. Wayanad becomes country's first district to provide basic documents to all tribal people. There are clashes in Lima as thousands rally against Peru government. Macron plans to increase defense spending by a third for the next 7 years. Folk rock pioneer David Crosby dies at 81 following long illness. That's all for right now. Thank you so much. See you in the next session.